Hey guys, welcome back. Tomorrow is Halloween and you guys know what that means. It is time for a DIY Halloween costume. So you guys have already seen the flower headpiece that I'm using, and I'll go ahead and put a link to that video right there so you guys can go ahead and check that out. So this year I decided to utilize the 3D printer as much as I possibly could for my Halloween costume. I decided to this year be a spider princess, with printing as much as I possibly could, including this little spiderweb tiara, because who doesn't love a tiara? So I thought I would just show you some of the time lapses that I did. I didn't do a time lapse on everything because it all looked pretty much the same, with a lot of it being spiderweb material. I have an eye mask, a belt with just some ribbon to hold it together, and some armbands. And these armbands I actually sewed using my mother-in-law's sewing machine. Thank you, Sue, because without it I would have never gotten this costume done on time. So I have two armbands which look a little funky, but they bend and wrap right around your arm. So they actually turned out pretty cool. And then lastly, I made a cape. So the cape took probably the longest, and that's the footage I have for you of sewing, was me sewing the cape and sewing the collar together. So before I jump into the time lapses, I just wanted to make note that these were really difficult to print, and it doesn't look like it's anything fancy. It's only 2 layers thick, so it's 0.4 millimeters, which is fine. The problem was that since there's such fine lines, they kept getting stuck. So I had to turn retraction off on the printer and basically keep my fingers crossed. Once I got them down, then I had to do, like with this one, I heat formed it around a coffee can so that it would keep its tiara-like shape. Tomorrow I do have my Jack Skellington Halloween cookies, or Nightmare Before Christmas Halloween cookies, that will be up. So that's kind of a bonus video because it's Halloween and I do cookies every year. So let's go ahead and get into it. So for starters, I just wanted to show you what this looked like while it was printing. This was one of the armbands, and these were 4 of the spiders. One of the legs did fall over, but that was okay. Moving on to the cape, this was my collar. I wanted to do a spiderweb type collar, so I cut it out of a little folder for some structure, folded the pieces together, taped them. I'm going over this really fast, but I figured that would probably be okay. And then I cut out the fabric, the inside or the outsides facing in, so that I could pin them together and flip it inside out once it had been sewn. So this is the color of the outside of the cape. Once that was done, I sewed everything together. And then I had to attempt to sew it to the cape itself. And that was actually a lot easier than I expected it to be. Actually, the whole cape was easier than I expected it to be. And this is what the final look looked like. Unfortunately, my makeup time lapse did not go all the way through because my camera died, but you get the gist of what it looked like. And here is a picture of the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed that video today. If you did, don't forget to give this video a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to stay tuned tomorrow. Go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss the video of the Nightmare Before Christmas cookies that will be coming up then. I also have an update on Maker Geek Raptor PLA coming, as well as a gigantic dragon print. Well, as big as my printer can print a dragon print. So I hope you guys have a fabulous Halloween, and I will see you guys again next time.